Welcome to On The Bit. I'm Dave from Dream Thoroughbreds, and with me is Lenny from Bluegrass Bloodstock. How are you, Lenny?
Very good, Dave.
That's good, mate. Well, it's Caulfield Guineas Day tomorrow, and feels like it's crept up on us very quickly this year, mate. We're right in the heart of the good racing, the hot spring racing, and we start off with, well, there's 4 Group 1s over the weekend, and the first one is the Group 1 Caulfield Guineas for 3-year-olds over 1,600 metres at Caulfield. And it's probably the most even guineas I've seen for about 10 years, mate.
It is very even, Dave. I like the X Factor horse, I call it in the race, and that's Prince Harada.
Yep.
Been really good. He's an inexperienced green horse, but his run in the McNeil was very good. Went to Sydney and ran very well.
Yep.
I think he's going to get good speed from El Roca, who was an outstanding run last start, but I've gone through his pedigree and I can't see him getting a mile on his breeding. So I think he'll be found wanting, but I think he will put the speed into the race, and that will suit Prince Harada, who I think will settle back and has the ability to win the race.
Yep. Yeah, well, I've looked at this race a number of times, and although it's a good bunch of 3-year-olds, I think there's only one potential superstar in the race, mate, and that's Prince Harada for mine. I'm a little perplexed as to why they went to the Golden Rose. We mentioned it a couple of weeks ago, but I've watched that replay 100 times, and he absolutely had no luck in that race. Never really got a crack at them. Going the other Sydney way of racing probably didn't help him, and he just didn't unleash his sprint, which we know he's got a devastating sort of finishing sprint. So. He's obviously drawn badly compared to the other chances, but his racing style is to sit back and then sort of launch at him in the straight. So I actually think, to a certain extent, drawing on the outside is going to give him a bit more
probably suits better than being inside draw.
Yeah, anyway. Which he's had barrier 1 virtually the last 2 starts and got cluttered up. So he'll sit back in the second half of the field, and I think he'll sort of launch when he gets into the straight. And I think it can produce another Lonro moment, mate, right down the outside in the Guineas.
That's it.
So I expect him to be whooshing down the outside, and Tony Basil is his trainer, who I think is just a master at sort of preparing his horses. I like him too. He's $4.50. I think on the day you may get a little bit better, but I think he's on the bit. Next is the Group 1 Weight for Age Caulfield Stakes, mate, and there's only 6 runners again in a very thin Weight for Age race here. Who do you like in this, mate?
It is a bit thin. No betting race for me, Dave.
No?
I'm still in Atlantic Jewel's corner.
Yep, you've been there all the spring,
mate? Yeah. She only got beaten ahead by
It's a Done Deal.
It's a Done Deal. Yeah, his name just escaped me. That form's been franked through Happy Trails, who come out and won the Turnbull. So it's good form. There'll be speed in the race for his spacecraft. She won't have to go to the lead. I think she'll be sitting there, and I think she'll have the superior turn of foot on the day, but $1.50 is too short for me, so I'll just be watching.
Yep. Okay, well, I don't think this is an easy race for Atlantic Jewel again. Mm-hmm. Especially because Spacecraft is in it, and Spacecraft will make sure that it's a good even pace, and it's not going to be a sit and sprint race, which is what I think she needs to win at 2,000 metres. So I'm again going to tip Super Cool this week, because I think at the 2,000 metres he's a better horse than Atlantic Jewel personally. He had no luck again last week. Everywhere he turned in the straight, he just couldn't get a run at him. He got out sort of the last 100 to 50 metres, he was just searching for runs. I think that'll improve him. I am a little bit surprised he's running in this, but I just think he probably needed the run last week, and I think he's got a lot of upside, this horse. I really do think he's got the potential to be a very good horse. He's already won an Australian Guineas when he was a 3-year-old, Group 1 level. And again, at the $6.50, I just think it's too good a price. And I'm prepared to have a bit of a punt on him at the $6.50. So, and Green Moon will improve too. I'm not sure he's a Caulfield horse. That's the only thing. So another interesting race, even though there's only 6 runners. The other Group 1 on the race card, mate, is the Toorak Handicap, mate. A time-honoured sort of mile race. And another very even race.
It is.
Who do you like in this one, mate?
I really like one in this race, but I'd nearly say he just wins, but Jamie Mott's on board, and I don't think he's really up to up to this level, to be honest, Dave. But Linton's run last start was outstanding. He's 3 deep the trip. Goes a lot better second up. He loves the mile, and the trainer has been very bullish about him. I think the thing that we know this week is that he's gonna get cover. He's drawn 2.
Yeah.
He's gonna need a bit of luck in the straight. The jockey will need a fair bit of luck. Let's hope that he's good enough to perform at the top level, because I think the horse will. And he's $7 at the moment. I think he's a great price.
Yep. Now people won't believe that we don't actually compare tips here, but I really like Linton in this race as well. I think he's actually the best horse in the race. That's why I really like him. And yeah, he is the top weight. He's given them all a bit of weight, but he is a Group 1 winner this year. I think he gets a great run here on the map. I don't think he'll get that far back in the run. I think he'll be on the fence, getting a suck-up run behind the leaders. And he did that in the Stradbroke and snuck up along the rails and won. He was a massive run last week, 2 weeks ago in the Ripard Clark. He was 3 wide. He had the hardest run of the day. He went off before they turned for home, and he only really got beaten a length. I just think he'll get stronger over the 1600, and I think he's a great chance at the $7. Yeah, he's on the bid for mine as well. Jamie Mott, yeah, he has actually got a good association with this horse, although he didn't ride him in the Stradbroke when he won that Group 1, but he does actually, he has ridden this horse a number of times, so I'm hoping that the pair actually do go well together. I do like Speediness and Moro to fill the Quinella and trifectas in this race. Pretty keen to go with those 3 and sort of box them up. There's one Group 1 at Randwick this week. They've sort of split this Spring Champions race out of the Epsom Metrop Day, and this is normally a key lead up to the Vic Derby later in the month, mate. So who do you like in the Spring Champion?
I think it could be Jimmy Pumper Cassidy's 100th Group 1.
Yeah.
Savvy Nature, Dave. I think the form's going to come out of the gloaming.
Yep.
He was really good in the gloaming. His 4th run in this prep, and should be peaking now. 2000's going to suit. There should be good speed from Liberty's Choice. He'll go back, and the way he finished off, he had the harder run in the gloaming than the winner.
Yep.
And I think the way he finished off, he's really going to relish the 2000, and I think he'll be steaming over the top of him.
Yep, there's no doubt. There's no doubt he's going to be hard to beat. I was really impressed with Rock Hero's win last Saturday. I know it's a significant step up in class for him, but I just think this horse has enormous upside. He's actually not going, I believe he's not going to the Vic Derby, so this is his sort of grand final. And it's important, he's a fast step rock colt, so it's very important that he gets a Group 1 on his CV. He ran the 2nd fastest last 200 metres of the day last week, and that's he didn't even see daylight until the last 200, so I can imagine what he figures he would have returned if he had got out earlier and got let loose. The other horses in this race are just going for mine, so I'm going to stick with Rock Hero at $5.50, so he's on the bit for mine. Okay, stable news, Lenny. Any stable news from you this week?
Yeah, we've got Mio Dio running Sunday at Cranbourne.
Yep, good meeting this Cranbourne Cup.
It is a good meeting. If the track's a dead 5 or worse, it'll be a really good bet at a big price. But
you're doing a rain dance this weekend.
Yeah, you need a rain dance for him. Yeah, he's in the right race. Also, Bluegrass is definitely going to Tassels, which is on the 27th.
It's in the UK.
28th of October. Yep. Yeah, it's a 4-day sale, horses in training. So if there's anyone out there that are looking at getting a tried horse from the UK, we will be attending, and we're doing the catalogue at the moment. So just get in touch with us. Very good sale. We've bought, I think, about 9 horses from that sale and had a lot of success. I think of the 9 we bought, I think about 7 of them won a race. So yeah, actually one actually passed away. So 7 out of 8 actually won a race. So yeah, Fortella's one at the moment. That's a pretty high class horse. There's a lot of them going around actually. A lot of the Waller ones are out of that sale.
we had our stable visit last Sunday, didn't we, Lenny?
Yeah,
we went down to Flemington, Anthony Freedman Stables at Flemington. And I must say, mate, the Doomsday filly that you purchased for us, we got it from the English Premier sale. She's developing into a really strong filly. What do you think?
Just keeps improving, Dave. Lovely big scopy filly. Really, she moves really good, and I think, you know, from the feedback we're getting from the stable, she's really handling the stable life really well, and she really gives the impression of a filly that's going to get over ground. So, you know, she could be a potential Oaks filly. Springtime next year. So,
she's got a real deep girth about her, and I noticed a big strong backside, which that's the way we like our fillies, isn't it, mate? A big strong backside on it.
That's right.
There's still 40% left in this filly. It's only $1,980 per share, so she's very cheap to get involved in. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. She's just developing. She's not a light filly. She holds her condition really well. So anyone keen on getting involved in ownership, I think this is a great opportunity to start off, and I think we'll have a lot of fun with her. So give us a call or email me if you like at sales@dreamthoroughbreds.com.au, and you're on the bid special for this week.
Race 8, number 4, Kesson 4. Really keen on this horse, Dave. I know the Moody stable got a good opinion of him.
Yeah.
You've done his tapes, and you were pretty impressed with before he come over. He was really good at Caulfield. His first run loomed up like he was going to win. Condition ran out, and then went forward in a slowly run race. Stuck on really good. Ran second. I think he's going to be peaking for the 2400. He'll be going forward, and I can't see him beating him. I think he's on the bit, and at about $4, I'll be getting on.
One knock on him, mate. Luke Nolan's riding him. And he's on a run of a real long bad run of outs, and
and he takes one horse and changes.
He's ridden it before though, and I've been on it. Anyway, on the bid for me, I'm going to Randwick this week for my special. Race 5, number 4, Landing, trained by Gay Waterhouse. This horse has won 4 races from 5, was a comfortable winner of a trial 3 weeks ago. Last prep he beat Piero in a trial, and then towards the end of that campaign he won at listed level. And he pulled up sore last start when he was favourite, so I wouldn't really look at his last run before he went out for a spell. He starts off this prep in a benchmarks 85 on Saturday. He will come across and sit outside the favourite at the moment, that's a good idea. He will lead this field. And I think it will be too strong for him in the run to the line. It's 1400. I think the favourite might struggle the last 100. I think Landing will knock him off. And I think he'll book a trip to the Melbourne Cup Carnival for himself with this win. He's $4.60 second favourite, and I love him. He's on the bit for mine. I'll be all over him. Off the bit, Lenny, who's off the bit for you this weekend?
He was off the bit for me last week when he got beaten in a protest.
Yeah, you were off the bit last week.
Yeah, I was off the bit. Seamoon. He's having his 4th run, Dave, within a month. Yeah. Pretty much. I don't like those European horses. Obviously, their races are spaced.
Yeah, that's true.
He'd be knowing he's having a prep. 4th run in. He's $3.70 on Saturday. I don't think he's captured his best form here. Yeah. Like, that was a pretty moderate bunch that he raced against last week. The winner might go on, but got to take care to run 3rd. I don't see the form being that strong, and I really like Kesenpour in that race, so I'm happy to lay him at the $3.70.
Yeah, he is. I noticed he's had a lot of runs. He's not used to it. Backing up in a week he wouldn't be used to either.
No, exactly.
Not a race I really like, but you've got your special in that, and you're laying in the same race. I'm off the bit, mate, with Caulfield, race 4, number 9, Kurasheo, trained by Peter Snowden. He won last start at Moonee Valley. He flew out of the gates from the outside barrier and led them and had them all off the bit. But I think he was about 15-1 last start, and they didn't expect he would do what he did. I think they all know what he's going to do this time. He's on the outside barrier. I expect he'll find it harder to get to the fence this Saturday. There's a lot of speed underneath him that should push up and make it hard for him to get a soft lead. And I think there's a couple of stalkers in this race that will be suited by the bit of the pace on. And I just think he'll get the staggers over the last 100 metres, so I'm prepared to lay him in that race. I think he's